your intention with the group me to be for like with everyone or just like a smaller group?
It's gonna be
Then
with
if it's for
so
everyone,
okay. I'm just gonna do the introduction right now, Sami, and then we're gonna talk about that. All right. So we are back with Nova University, and we are having a group discussion about the future of Nova University and like a little Q&A with some real estate stuff. Sami, you got a question before?
yeah, I heard you were making a group me.
Yeah. I'm gonna invite you guys. All right. So the future of this Nova University thing. While I upload, I'll actually send it to you guys while I'm talking about the future. Well, no, while you guys are introducing yourself. So first, introduce yourself, Sami. You introduce yourself, what you do, what's your future plans, and um, how you can. What are you seeking in value, and what do you need? I mean, what are you giving in value, basically?
Hi everyone, my name is Sami. I'm currently a software engineer at Comcast. Uh, right now, the value I need is like learning different opportunities and strategies to become rich. And one of my one goals is to probably like start a business that I can like convert into like an automated business so I don't gotta work anymore. And the value I could provide is probably the knowledge I've already received at this youthful age of being 20. I feel like I've done a lot of things. I know video editing, I know programming, and that's kind of it. I know
Nice, nice.
marketing too. I did that before.
Yeah, you do have a marketing
That's all I
business. I
got.
know that. We'll talk more about that later, Sami. All right. What about you, Zay?
It went off, went somewhere.
What's up, guys? I am the one and only Xavier Harden. And right now, I am in the Army, hashtag certified killer. But we out here, and honestly, what I want in life, I want to be balling, you know? I want to have the riches. I want to have the babes. I want to have a yacht with a bunch of OF models and let all my friends be able to prosper off that. But yeah, guys, that's me, the one and only. And yeah.
What kind of value can you give, and what kind of value do you need?
The value I can give, I mean, that's me. I think I'm the best. I'm the cream of the crop, and it doesn't get no better than this. But the value I need, I just want to be loved by somebody, whether it be multiple people, whether it be multiple girls, or just maybe one. Probably multiple, though.
Okay. Actually, that gives another topic. We're going to talk about female nature and all that in another episode. Uh, but Zay, you forgot to give one more value that you're good at. You're good at fucking bodybuilding. Should have probably.
Yeah, I am pretty buff.
This man's huge.
Can we see the physique?
Yeah, you need to show the physique, the one and only Xavier.
Yeah, can we see the
Zay,
physique real
just
quick?
show me. Give me your. Uh, I'll
Just
probably
do a
share the
bicep
screen.
flex.
Just do a bicep flex. Go ahead.
Just do a bicep
Here,
flex.
give me
Yeah, with
give me one
or
sec, guys. Give me one sec. I got this.
Okay.
I learned this on Zoom today.
Oh,
I didn't know you could do this shit. I think that shit's so cool.
God
that is
damn.
You got the front side as well.
Yeah, I can show off my gut. Don't worry. Let's see. Did it work? Oh shit, it didn't. Alon, be patient with me. I got
I
this.
got you. No flex.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, I don't even need the flex.
Who took the picture?
My boy, his name's Penn.
Eric, you want to introduce yourself now?
My name's Eric. I'll be a little bit more modest because I think I'm a little bit older than you guys now. Anyway, so
Go right
um,
ahead.
I'm a fire marker on Fort Polk. I mean Fort Johnson now. I help simulate all their tactics and battles and stuff like that. But what I want is I'm I want knowledge of everything because I've heard of so many other things out there. You know, digital marketing, affiliate marketing, real estate, all this stuff. It's all this passive income, and I know everything's not passive. I know you have to do some work into it and everything like that. But the research and how to do things and I and I thrive on making things a little bit streamlined. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to do trying to do the research. How do you guys find the deals you guys make for the real estates, and just all the research behind it, really.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, that's smart. And I always say like no age is really there's no minimum or maximum, right? We have Yasir here who is like, how old are you, Yasir? 10? No, you're not 10, you're like
Alright, bro.
15.
I'm 16.
You're 16, okay. The idea is that whatever ages is that it doesn't matter as long as you're if you ever seen the Matrix, right? They give you the blue pill and the red pill. The red pill is being aware. The blue pill is just staying to your norm. Whenever someone says, "Hey, you're red pill aware," it kind of goes into like female nature stuff, but it's also going into financial and everything else. And that's what we're going to discuss because I have older people here that comes like either 40, 50, 60, 70. And back then they used to trade camels for fucking advice. So, I mean,
You do not have anyone that old that
we
ever
had
came
we
on.
had Gil. Remember, he was like,
But
si-
he wasn't that old where he was 800 years old where he
He was-
traded a
you know how old he
camel
is?
for advice.
he's literally 65 and he still does flipping.
But you don't dude, 65 they were just using dollar bills. You made it seem they're not trading camels.
No, I'm saying way back then is that how important advice is that they will trade like goats and camels and whatever or not to get these advices. I'm just talking about like the 1400s and way before then. So during like the 7th century. Biasu, you want to explain yourself?
What'd you say?
You want to introduce yourself?
Okay.
And this is open discussion, guys. So like we don't have a special guest here. So during like the non-special guest part,
I'm the special guest. I'm the
You're
special
not.
guest. All right.
Uh,
So my name is Yasir. I'm a multimillionaire,
Yeah.
16-year-old. I do drop shipping,
uh-huh.
and my value is
Go right ahead. Come on.
that's all I got.
Yeah. Um, not Yasir himself, but he is doing drop shipping, which is pretty cool for his age. I think the idea of spending more time in video games kind of sucks. And we're gonna talk about that too. Because I like having different age groups and different situations that they're in and how we can all gain knowledge from one from another. Like Yasir's dad, he owns like a convenience store and a bunch of real estate, which is pretty cool. In my opinion. We got Jay here. Jay, you introduce yourself. The other bodybuilder. Your mic's not working.
Look at them traps of his. Holy, you see them?
Yeah, Jay's huge, bro.
Are these all your military friends?
Jay and Zay, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Jay
Jay.
is he's out of the military.
Jay, you might
Y'all hear
have
me?
to, there you go.
That sound good?
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, my name is Jaden. I'm an alum in the military about literally a year and a half ago at JRTC.
Hey, you want to say
Um,
how we met? Go ahead, tell the story.
How I met alum. So at JRTC, I was sitting inside of a tent, just bored as shit, and I saw alum over there reading a book, and I was basically jinxed by one of the other soldiers. He was like, "Hey, go bully him. Just go bully him. You just like go bully that little ass India dude." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I went over there and I got to talking to Long, and Long literally like I couldn't do it. It's just like he's like, "Hey man, what's up?" He was so friendly. Like I was like, "What book you reading?" And he was just like, "Oh man, I'm just reading the book that I wrote, this and that." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And then we just got to talking. He was telling me how he did real estate. And I told him how I did crypto forex trading. And then ever since then, it's just history, man. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
I actually just got out the military. I got this past August. And what I do now, I basically get VA disability and I day trade forex. So yeah,
You want to share how much you make every month now?
every month I make $10,000, 10K.
10K a month.
So
That
the VA disability, I get 100%, which is $3,700 a month, and then with day trading, it pays me between 5 to 8,000 a month. So yeah, but at minimum 10K a month.
and one of the one of the podcast episodes, we're going to talk about VA stuff, disability, the values of the military in a way, what you can get out of it, for those that are trying to get out. But yeah, so the future that I see, I'm gonna send every single one of you a link to the group me, and to people that are listening to the podcast now, if you want to join a group, you just ask, and basically we only take males in because this is a male group where we are trying to help each other evolve in a certain way. So in this discussion, we're going to talk about, Simon, what was the topic again, other than the Q&A?
You were like going over all this and that.
Yeah, the future of no university, and
Yeah.
then
And then the group me.
yeah, the group
Kind of
me,
it.
and then we're gonna have when we have special guests, it's gonna be like, hey, raise your hand. Not so the raise your hand feature. If you click the what is it called? The bottom 3 icons or something. There's a raise your hand feature that you can do whenever you want to ask the guest a special question. Go ahead. But like something like this, yeah, like that, Eric. But something like this, where like we're just here together, just the members. Y'all can just have like an open discussion. Like mics are unmuted, doesn't matter. If you have background noise, yeah, of course, mute your mic. But right now we can do a little Q&A with like first we're going to talk about business failures, right? And then we'll move on to a Q&A. Sami, I kind of want you to do one of your business failures about your marketing thing. Because we want to be transparent with this to see where
Mhm.
everyone's coming from.
My marketing business failed on me.
Go ahead.
So I started a marketing business with my friend because we were just kind of bored this summer. And then we did like 20 cold calls, then we got lazy. And then Fahim introduced me to like this one guy I knew too. He's like my second cousin. He's like his real cousin.
Yeah.
And then I somehow convinced him to allow me to market for his company. I did an okay job, but he was pretty upset by it. And then
The problem was with Sami's company is that, and the thing is, this is not a bad thing, right? I will always tell you guys, try to expedite your company in a way, right? Act like you know what you're doing, right? Most guys that are in the military, it's like you get into a position, you need to act that position before you even like, even if you don't know the situation, right? You have to look like you're the boss. So Sami here, he didn't know anything about marketing. All he did was hire the guy from Fiverr or fucking Upwork, and the guy did all the fucking marketing for him. And Sami didn't test out the waters with different people. He just chose the first guy. And I'm gonna say this about you, Sami, but like it's like I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to see tell people like, hey, this is how transparent works. And I'm at fault too. I told him, hey, just tell people that you've been doing this for a while, right? Even though this is your first business. My cousin fell for it, right? He was like, yeah, okay. Like Sami's told him, like, yeah, I've been doing this for a while. We have this. And yeah, little white lies you can do that. But the problem was that Sami didn't have a backbone into telling people. He was too nice. I would say he was too nice in the business. What happened was he lost. He gave them money versus him making money at the end of the day. I'm like, you shouldn't have done that. At the end of the day, you're running a business, and at the end, he was getting sued, right? Sami, you want to talk about that?
yeah, they were pretty mad that they lost money. So they started suing me for like 5K. But then they read my contract and they were like, huh.
I always say
so they were mad that I took away their campaigns. Oh, go ahead.
no, they speak about it.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So they were mad that I took away their campaigns after they didn't pay me. But the problem was they were trying to like avoid the fact that they signed my contract that said that I can delete campaigns so I don't get paid for next month's work. Yeah, that was kind of it.
There's an importance of getting your contract signed, and I would recommend. Excuse me. I would recommend whenever you guys do get your contract signed, try to have it where it's signed in front of somebody, right? So that it can actually get like, hey, this is this person signing on this day. You can also do a DocuSign through email. That works too. Just not like a paper, hey, sign this, like almost like a wet mark or whatever. Try to do it online, DocuSign, so that everyone knows, hey, this person signed this, and you'll get your butt saved. But yeah, that's one of the business failures that we got. But Sami learns from this, right? It's like you're always gonna fail. And another business book that I would recommend to you guys is The Millionaire Fastlane. It talks about how to start a business, how to what you're gonna expect. The best way I would recommend is read that book and watch Shark Tank. You'll see where a lot of people are coming from with problem-solving solutions or problem-solving solutions.
What was the book called?
The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. It's a great book. Anybody have any questions before we move on to the Q&A or anything? Like anything you can ask, whether it's like female nature, we're just starting off with the Nova University thing. So just kind of getting everybody's feet wet so that they can get back into the groove of the podcast. But we can start with the real estate questions if y'all want. Eric, you got any questions? I know you were trying to dabble into this. If y'all need to learn, hey, how do I buy my first property? How do I do this? How do I do that? Go ahead.
How do I make money?
How do you make money? That's a great question. Nobody's gonna tell you this, but I used to be on the boat of college's ass. Don't do college, get a trade, do whatever you want. Just make money. But I'm on the side where now I would recommend people, this is called the slow lane. Get on the slow lane first. There's the sidewalk, there's the slow lane, and then there's the fast lane. The slow lane is getting a really good job, like doctor, lawyer, engineer, whatever. This requires a degree. Now, when you're going for a degree, college, make sure it's up to something that is important in the world, not like a social skill, not like art degree, not nothing like that. Engineering is good, computer science is good. Go for one of these degrees, I'll pay you more. And there are ways and avenues where you don't have to pay for college, whether it's joining the military, whether it's scholarships, whether it's just they were just giving free grants, right? There's things out there that will pay for your college. What I'm saying is don't pay for college. If you only got to pay $1,000, cool. I mean, just take that bullet, right? If it's like 50 to 100 to 20, like whatever, don't pay for that. It's not worth it because you're going to find more problems with that. Once you start making money, and while you're getting your degree, you're going to have a thing called ghost careers. Ghost careers are like working at Dunkin' Donuts, working at a bakery, working at 7-Eleven, working at these small little stores that you don't have to work at, but you choose to, so that it doesn't, so that you can pay your bills, whether you got to pay your parents' bills, your bills, something that keeps you above the water. The problem that you'll see is a lot of people, they stay in these ghost careers. These ghost careers will make you, whether it's the people that work there. I know Sami, you can say it like you kind of like, what's up, Han? You kind of like working at Dunkin' Donuts, even though this is not your career. And I always got to remind you, bro, like this is not your career. Yeah, you might like it, but why are we working? We're working to get money at the end of the day. This is why you got to track your expenses. This is why you got to put this in your head. Like, hey, I'm working for money. At one day, I want to make the money work for me. But that's when passive income comes. So for someone like Sami, his situation is that he works at Comcast and he makes a good amount of money. Like how much money, Sami, an hour?
30 an hour.
30 an hour, right? And this is just part-time. He could be making more if he wanted to go full-time. And the idea is that he's like, oh man, I just don't like the area that I'm at, right? Everyone here is kind of bland. Yeah, you're gonna have that. That is a career itself, but a ghost career would be working for $10 an hour at Dunkin' Donuts or something. It's not worth it at the end of the day. You're wasting your life on there. So while you're working in this ghost career, your idea is to, hey, once I get my degree and I get my good job, and sometimes you don't even need a degree. I'll always tell you this. It's not, everyone's going to tell you is who you know, right? That's not the quote. The quote is, who knows you at the end of the day? How can you get your name out there so that people know you, whether it's a good thing or it's a bad thing? You still need to get your name out there. Some publicity is better than no publicity. So getting your name out there to people like, hey, I know Eric, he does engineering, or he does, Zay, he does fucking real estate, whatever. Just get your name out there so that people can know, like, oh, this person can make money. I need to have him here. I need to work with them. and try to get in contact. I'll tell you guys, hey, try to get in contact with someone new each day. Make it a goal to talk to somebody new each day. And then Yasir, whenever you start making money, then you got to work on, since you gotta fight your traditions and cultures too. Because I know your culture, you're gonna have to save up for going to Mecca, right? For your Hajj. You gotta have to save up for zakat, giving charity, right? You gotta save up for marriage one day. You gotta save up for a lot of these stuff. Your parents, you gotta pay back your parents. These are cultural things and traditions that you have to do. So you gotta keep in mind that how can you surround how can your career surround your lifestyle? You got to put that in your mind after you get your slow career. After you're on the slow lane. Now you got to think, while you're comfortable in your slow lane, now you have a regular 9 to 5. You got to work on, hey, how can I make a business that could take me out of the slow lane, put me on the fast lane? People might be like, oh man, I should have just started a business. I shouldn't have went to college at all. But the thing is that college is still important because you still get an education and you don't know who you'll meet. You get what I mean? So your plan, Yasir, right now is to, one, educate yourself, make yourself more valuable, but also dabble into business as well. That's how you can make money. Ask more questions, guys. Eric, do you got a question about real estate?
I got a lot of questions for
Go
dude.
ahead, man. Go ahead. And if anybody wants to chime in and ask like some personal questions, because again, we're about self-improvement, we're about man's nature, we're about money, we're about politics. We'll talk all about this. And I don't want everybody to be on the same mindset. I want everyone to understand the mindset. You get what I mean? Like,
I got another question. What's
we'll let Eric go first, Yasir.
okay.
I have
Okay, Yasir, go ahead. Yasir.
Oh shoot,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here. All right. What are some good things to start drop shipping?
Okay, so the whole drop shipping business, it's like wholesaling, right? Basically, you're the middleman you're the middleman between one company to another person. So a drop shipping can be whatever is up to date right now. So if you think, for example, I can give you a good one right now. Palestine and Israel flags. I saw a video of someone in New York, right? A homeless guy. He was selling Palestine and Israel flags. Man was making a bunch of money because it's supply and demand. So you have to look at, hey, what do people really want now? And I know you have TikTok. So you could just scroll to TikTok and be like, oh, I see that people are they're using this dance. Okay. Now how can I use this song and dance to this new product? And then now you're adding it. And now you got to figure out, oh, what product can I sell? What product can I get and sell? At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You can sell a spoon, a shirt, fucking a new cologne. You can sell whatever you want. But the thing is that you have to make it marketable. How you make it marketable is by looking at the trend. What are people dancing to? What are people fighting against, right? This is the reason why Starbucks, it's a great product, but it's getting boycotted because they support Israel. And now they're losing a lot of companies, are shutting down a lot of places because they're not making enough money because they're going against the trend. And so is McDonald's. But if they were to support Palestine, they would have made more money. They would have got more customers and they wouldn't have gotten boycotted.
Does Chipotle support Israel?
I don't know. I haven't really checked on that. But that's the research that you can do. Eric, go ahead with your question.
All right. Well, I'll start with real estate questions because I have questions about stuff like that and day trading as well. Shit. So I'm all over the place.
Go ahead.
So, okay, real estate questions is my main one is how to start looking for the deals and the math behind it.
Okay. The deals, right? The deals, how you do is this thing called driving for dollars, just where you drive around, you look for shitty houses. The way you look at shitty houses is overgrown lawn, broken windows. Sometimes what I like to do is like during this type of season, people are not putting up you got to look at distressed buyers, distressed meaning that they don't really like their property. How you can tell is that they don't want to put up what do you call Halloween or Christmas decorations on their house. So when you drive around, you're like, you notice this stuff. This is what you can do locally. Second, you can go on the internet. There's a software called PropStream. If you go to my Instagram, you go to my link tree, there's a QR code that you can use where you can get a 2-week free trial as well, where you can use this software to go ahead and find properties that are distressed that have tax, like they owe taxes, their parents are dead or something. So there's people that own that property. It's called starts with a P. I can't think of the word. But the people that own the product, they're dead. So they don't know where the property's going to go to. You can look into that. You can look into auction properties, pre-foreclosures, all that stuff. Those are properties you want to look for. The main ones that I get that you can start doing, like, hey, how can I get, it's called inbound versus outbound marketing. Sami, you can probably, I kind of get those two mixed up. I think inbound is where you get people to come to you. Outbound is when you go out to them.
Yeah.
So
And you
so
like
it-
kind of pay for outbound.
yeah, you have to pay for inbound, right? Whenever you get inbound is when you get people on, right? When people come to you.
Yeah, you let people come to you. It's a slower one,
Yeah,
but usually it costs less money.
I think it costs more money because you're marketing.
Outbound costs more money because you're going out of your way. to-
Okay, so outbound marketing, where I'm going out to get people, that would be like putting up signs, right? Putting up bandit signs everywhere saying like, hey, call this number if you don't want to buy, if you don't want your house anymore. You can do that. And then inbound marketing, where you can just go a cheaper route, is just drive around, look for properties that you believe needs help. And then once you acquire the property, you can do called just get the purchase and sale contract. And then you can do a thing called wholesaling, where you can sell that contract to an actual buyer that wants it and make like $5,000 to like $30,000 to it. So you're the middleman of that property. And when you sell the contract, you make money. Does that explain your question, Eric?
Wait, so how do you find the house? Like, how do you contact the owners of the houses?
Good question. How do you contact the owners of the questions? 1, knock on their door. 2, use a skip matrix. They're all online to basically you put in the address and whatever, and you get their number. If you have to pay for it, it's like 2 cents or 20
Hmm.
cents.
So
Uh,
is it basically like do you have to put any money down to do it?
Any money down, you don't have to, right? If the harder, you got to look at your time value. I want to ask you guys
Mhm.
this question. Let's say you order an Amazon product, right? It costs you $3 and you don't want it anymore. Are you gonna, and the local UPS in your area is like 20 miles away, so it's gonna take you like 30 minutes to go there and then hand in the product and 30 minutes to come back. Is that
mean-
worth it to you guys to do
No,
it?
I mean, I think
no,
worst
you're wasting more.
can go to the courthouse, and I think that's all public record too.
Yeah, that's public record. The only thing about the courthouse, they don't have phone numbers, right? They won't give out phone numbers. That's the only part. You can look at the yellow book and look through it, but it's kind of it's cheap. That's what I mean. Like you gotta look at your priorities, right? Would you rather spend time looking at these numbers? So what I do is I try to be like, hey, instead of how to do this, I ask myself, who can do it for me? So what I do is I pay somebody to go to like find these houses for me, right? Such as using the software, finding it, and then they'll give it to somebody that I hired where they'll cold call them, right? Cold calling is basically you call them, the person doesn't know, so that's why it's called cold. If it was a warm lead, they know who you are, and if it's a hot lead, they really want to sell. So when you call them, or when she calls them, she just gets all the information, want to sell, because my time is more valuable doing something else. I am running the business. I am not in the business. That's what a lot of people get wrong. You do not want to work for your business. You want to operate the business so that you can scale up. You're the entrepreneur at the end of the day. You're not the manager, and you're not the person that works at the tactical person in there. So that's like the cheaper way that you can do all this by getting your phone out, download I'll go in depth in another podcast on how to like fully do it cheaper. But the quick thing is download Google Voice, go to their house, knock on their door. If someone comes out, be like, hey, you want to sell your house? Right there and then sign the contract, boom, out. Find someone that wants to buy it. Easy. It's not easy, it's hard. The thing you want to get at is if you guys read the book what's her name? It's about gambling. About poker. You know how poker is by luck, but you build skills in luck. The way you do that is by doing it over and over and over and fixing your craft. I mean that maybe I should have said it this way. Maybe I should fine tune it here. So in the army, whenever you're training somebody, whenever you're trying to get someone back into like an actual soldier, you're tweaking, right? You're not making something new. You're tweaking here, tweaking there, giving them a counseling here, make them do exercises here. You're tweaking. So anywhere where you can tweak your business and make it fully operational, that's the best way. Eric, your other questions?
When you're driving around and stuff like that, is there like certain areas where where it's like where's the limit of where not to go? And like I know like you're probably gonna get a better outcome if you go in a nicer neighborhood and find a home compared to going to a crappy neighborhood.
Never go to a crappy. My thing is I never go to a hood. Don't go to a hood. You're not making any money there. Right? Jay's over here laughing, but it's like it's not worth it. I've seen many people buy houses there, and like you fix and flip it, but people are not buying a flip. You fix and rent it out. No, the people that you're gonna rent it out to, they're gonna fucking treat it like shit. Cat piss, dog piss everywhere, and drugs, whatever. It's a hood. You're gonna spend. I'm gonna be real with you. Don't buy houses in the hood. Go to a rich neighborhood, a white neighborhood mostly, and look for like a shitty house that doesn't have a fucking water fountain, and like buy that. You're not buying, you're having it under a contract. And if you can't afford it, that's why you do that. You have it under contract and you give it to somebody that can pay for it. You're basically being a salesperson for both parties. Party A is the one that wants to get rid of the property, and party B is the one that wants to buy the property. You got to tell them, hey, why you should buy it, give them the numbers, make your own calculator. So calculation wise, if you really want to know like, hey, how can I calculate if this is a good deal or not? Go to Bigger Pockets. You can listen to their podcast too. They're terrific. Some of their podcasts kind of redundant. They have like 700 episodes of podcasts, and I'm like, wow, this is too much. So what I would recommend is go to their website, use their calculator. It's like $300 a year, but use it, get familiar with it, and then go to a Google spreadsheet and then make your own. What I did is I hired someone from Fiverr for like $20 to go make me an exact copy of Bigger Pockets. Hopefully they're not hearing me, but that's what I did. And it's easy, right? And I'll share with each one of you guys just when we go back and talk about real estate, that's when I'll in another podcast, that's when I'll introduce it to you guys. Hey, this, that. And I'll
telling me I can copy it from you.
Yeah. I want you guys to get to your head. Every rich person, I'm not saying I'm rich, I'm just saying every person that wants to be an entrepreneur, they're retarded. Okay? They are retarded, meaning that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Ford doesn't know, like the guy that owned Ford does not know what the hell he's doing, but what he can do is press a button and find someone that can do it. That's all you have to do. You can act like this. You gotta hire you ever heard of the phrase like you want to surround yourself with smart people so you sound like the dumb one? You kind of want to do that with your business. Hire the smart people, and you're just the dumb one in there. You kind of understand a little bit of it. What I'm saying, get an understanding so you're not getting fucked up at the end, right? Like your CPA, which is your accountant, is fucking you over, like because you haven't done your education. Your goal is to learn and to execute in decisions. And sometimes you can give that decision away to other people, like your manager. Like I have property managers. I don't want to manage the property. They can go do it. And they get $100 a month. Cool. Fine by me. What you can also do is when you hire, your goal is to basically, when you hire people, you're basically give them a whole background check, nothing else. Your whole idea is to give a background check and be like, hey, this person's good in my business. I'm going to hire them. A book that I would recommend is it's the what's it called? It's like a bus, the entrepreneurial bus or the psychology bus, something like that. It's where like you want to put the right people in the right positions in your bus so that you can operate your business. And sooner or later, you guys are gonna. I'm telling you guys that there's retarded people up there that are owners of big companies, oil companies, whatever. They don't know what the product does. They just know how to manage it, and they have people that manage it. That's why you see a lot of people that are really successful business people. When they die, they have a board. They don't just they give the company to their kids, but their kids don't know shit about the business. But they have a board of executives that can decide on what's the best avenue for the business. All their kids are going to do is just obtain the product, the wealth of the tree, the fruits of the labors of what their father did. That's what you want to aim for your business. And we're going to talk about later about how you can make it infinite. It's called Jay, who's the rich the rich family? I forget. Starts with
The
an R.
rich people? What, the Rockefellers?
The Rockefellers, yeah. So the Rockefellers, they have this thing where they basically, if you want to obtain their wealth, their future generations, if you have the last name Rockefeller, if you want to use that money, you have to get life insurance. So whenever you die, that life insurance money goes back into the business. You don't get to keep the money at all. You're just borrowing. So I'll teach you guys how to actually how to build a trust and how to do all that. And in the future, how you can make your family wealth infinite. Like the Rothschild, like the Rockefellers, like if you guys choose to. If you choose like, hey, I don't really care that much, my kids, whatever. And if I die, I die. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. More questions, Eric?
All right. Well, I know there's wholesaling, there's rentals, there's flipping and stuff like that. When do you know which one to do on a home?
The calculators. Calculators will tell you. They'll tell you the best avenue.
Okay.
And like, well, like feeling wise, you'll know. You're like, I don't have time for this. Maybe I just want to give it away to somebody else, right? Wholesale it. I can't rent this one out. It's not making sense on money wise, profit wise every month. I'm just gonna flip it. Pretty much it, yeah. It's
Okay.
just calculators. Math never lies. Just get that
No.
straight.
No, it does not. What do you guys feel about Airbnbs now?
I still have an Airbnb and it's always operational. You just got to make yourself better than the competition. Starting off, it kind of sucks, but photos is going to help you succeed. Having the right stuff, listen to your persons. Like what I like to do is whenever they leave, I like to ask a person, hey, what can I do better? What can I add? They're like, oh, you can add this. You can make this better. I wish you had this. Boom. If it's like one person, if multiple people said this about your house, maybe you should probably add it. But if it's like one person that wants a jacuzzi, yeah, fuck no, I'm good. Right? It doesn't make sense, like cleaning wise and product wise.
Yeah, maintenance.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And y'all can ask personal
yeah.
questions too.
Something else.
Go ahead, Eric. Whatever your question is.
No, I was like, if anyone else have questions, because I'm gonna write some stuff here.
Okay, go ahead. Zay, you got any questions? Money wise, self improvement wise, women wise. I know you have a lot of those.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause this is my thing, right? I just want to ask straight up, what are your feelings on Triple N?
Triple N.
Yeah,
Oh, like no nut November.
yeah, man. Like, what are your feelings on that? Because right now, from my calendar, today is the 4th. We are on the 4th day of No Nut November. Hey, I'm still in the running. Your boy ain't gassed out in the marathon yet. I don't know about everyone else.
Okay. I'll speak about this, right? Masturbation in general. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
It'll feel good.
So there's a thing called post nut clarity that you probably get after you bust a nut, right? And it's the idea of like, man, I feel shitty, right? If you had sex with a girl and you have a post nut clarity, you're like, man, I didn't really like her. Why did I just wake? Like, I just want to bust a nut. I don't really like her at the end of the day. That's why in Islam, right, we wait until we're married to have sex, or we advocate. And Islam doesn't really declare masturbation as a sinful thing. It's a thing called makruh, meaning that it's discouraged, right? but it's encouraged if you're gonna perform Xena, right? Xena meaning that you're gonna go have sex or you're gonna go do something that's like not really good, but you need to like bust one out. See, what I do see what a lot of guys tend to do, they do the whole post. You got to change your perspective and the whole masturbation mindset. If you believe, hey, masturbation is what keeps me away from being productive, that's your perspective. If you think like, hey, masturbation is a good thing for me, because I'll tell you this, I had people make unrational decisions, whether it's something that's including getting with a girl, getting with doing something that's like not business business related at all, and they add it to their business, they fuck it up. They hire a certain person because they're cute. They spend more time with the person because they're cute, and they just fall into that criteria of like being a simp at the end of the day because they're not jerking one off, or they keep having this thought process of masturbation throughout their whole head, like throughout their every single second. They're just thinking about masturbation, thinking of sex. They're thinking about every single day because they're not masturbating. They're just thinking about females, nature. They're trying to go talk to more females, right? A lot of self-improvement guys that you probably see on YouTube, they'll tell you, hey, don't masturbate, right? It's because they are getting laid at the end of the day. You're probably not getting laid, which is fine. I recommend you to be productive in your life. In Islam, we recommend females are like it's in the Western world, females are looked at as like whores, right? They're looked on as OnlyFans. There's no good females left. They don't have dads. Like things in there, like these females that you're meeting now, they're kind of because they look up the girls like Cardi B, Ice Spice, that they're taking them as role models, right? Hey, I could be a boss bitch too. But you'll see that these CEOs that are females, when they get pregnant, they don't want to be CEOs anymore. They want to leave. They want to take care of the kid. Their biology hits them. So for you that you think, oh man, going back to the question of what's my opinion on No November, it's it all depends on the person, right? If you believe, hey, masturbation is a bad thing, I mean, you're like, there's always there's this quote, hey, 50% of men masturbate, the other 50% lie, right? And like the whole idea is like, yeah, go. My opinion is go ahead and masturbate, right? Go ahead and do it. It's not gonna kill you. Just don't watch porn. Porn is what's gonna kill you. Sometimes you have to be like, because it all comes up to like business decisions at the end of the day. Like, oh, why am I keep thinking this thing is in my head about this female, this girl, or why am I just thinking about sex all fucking day? This is annoying. And guess what? It's because of your libido, right? Your testosterone. You're a man at the end of the day, a young man, especially. You're going to have this. As you get older, you'll see that you really don't care for sex as much. This will kind of get into your probably like late 40s, maybe, or early 40s, late 40s. You kind of don't want to have that sex drive. You kind of want to be like that man again, right? Like, I'm not saying having that sex drive is a bad thing because it's a normal thing. It's nature. Because at your age, people got married. Because back then, the life expectancy for a man was like 30. You die at 30. So there's a reason why your biology hits at this time, because you're supposed to get technically, religiously as well, married, have kids at this age. You're supposed to be well educated by like 14. But the thing about our society and system is that whenever you're a child, like if you're a first grader, you spend your time with other first graders. Whenever you're a second grader, you spend time with second graders. Whenever you're a senior, you spend time with other seniors. That is the wrong mindset. Kids should be spending time with adults, right? With their parents, friends, cousins, families, to understand how society works. Would you rather have your kids get advice from other teens or get advice from mentors, people that are older in the group that have lived their life? For example, I'd rather, if I'm trying to join the military, I want my advice to come from come from like someone that's been in for like 20 years. They've experienced a lot of shit versus someone that's just a private and they have a opinion already. You get what I mean? So it's society kind of fucked you over. Sorry to say. So it's not a bad thing about masturbation. And I can go on and on about it, but it's like at the end of the day, your question is my opinion on November. It's just a useless thing. Don't get it too much into your head. You have more. And if you the thing I also like to say, if you have time to masturbate, you have time to do business. You are not busy. If you're masturbating, you are not busy at all. If you have time to think about females, you are not busy. Get yourself out there, get yourself something to do, read a book if you have to, be more productive, hit the gym more. I'm telling you, cold showers and probably like going to the gym every day probably will lower your expectancy for like female. The reason why you are thinking about females and whatever is because you're too comfortable. The reason why you're hungry more in the day is, or in the night, is because you're too comfortable. Things that like back then people were fasting. They weren't comfortable. They were moving. They're not like us anymore. We work a 9 to 5. We think about, we're not having that hard labor type stuff. Usually we have lunch for like an hour. And then from 5 to like at night, it's like rest time. We're watching Netflix. We're just laying down. We just want to produce. That's all you do. But if you say, hey, from 5 to like 8 o'clock, I'm doing my business. And then I'm going to be working out. I want to be productive as fuck. You're not going to be thinking about females. And if you are thinking about females, in Islam, we educate ourselves like, hey, just look away. You know, like little kids, whenever they see like, whenever they're watching a movie and then something like pornography or whatever comes up, like a cute girl. Like I remember when I watched Transformers 2, that Megan Fox scene, or Transformer 1, the Megan Fox scene, right? I had to close my eyes, right? In front of my uncle. It was Sami's dad. I had to close my eyes because I was like, it's inappropriate. I don't want to see that. That's what men now should do, in my opinion, because more men now they're going towards the female, right? Instead of, hey, I'm gonna lower my gaze, I'm gonna go back to my workout. You'll see a lot of men now like try to get away from what majority does. Try to be the unique person that's like, hey, I don't want to talk to you. And I kind of like use the simile of like Josh from Drake and Josh. His mom taught him, hey, how to talk to a female. The way he talked to a female was like, hey, I like your shoes. And then she's like, oh, okay, thank you. And then he just walked away. And then she came after him. She's like, that's all you have to say? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm not interested. Versus him keep on chasing. And Jay, I know you could speak about this, about how you stop once you stop chasing females, they just chase after you. You just get them low attention, they'll just chase after you versus you going after that. Yeah, Jay, if you want to say something about it.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the icing on the cake for there. I mean, you got to understand, as men, like it's natural for us to want women. Like they're gonna be on our minds, even when we try not to think about them. But understand how when you improve yourself in a physical way, financial way, morally way, and then religion way, like most times, like you would attract women. Like, for my opinion, these are the 3 things you need to focus on to naturally attract women. Being in the gym, like you mentioned, just staying in the gym, staying consistent in the gym, working on your body, your nutrition plan, as far as like that in, like just be the best version, like have a warrior body, like even mentality too, like be stoic in a way and just don't care, you know? Of course, like when you have that and want to be intelligent, want to learn more, educate yourself more. How we men right now, we gentlemen in this group, we're talking about real estate, we're talking about investments, talk about self-improvement. Surround yourself by those typical people who can get you on that level. Like read too, educate, like be more intelligent. And most of the time, these things will naturally come to you. Like just stop thinking about women. Like it's gonna be in the back of our head even when we try to, but understand if you get these 3 things up, they'll naturally come, man. It's like you gain respect for other men as well. I get comfortable all the time. Damn, bro, like, what are you on? Like, I'm natural, bro. I just fucking work out. I work hard. And, these guys that ask that shit, it's like, well, I'm taking this and I'm taking that. You don't need that shit, bro. Just work. Just work hard. Just be the
And-
gym. Have good protein rate. You know?
And let me cut in with that. Educate
Yeah.
yourself as well. A lot of guys, they just hit the gym without educating themselves. Like, hey, like I need to eat well. I need to sleep well. I need to find a workout routine. Most guys just go in there and just like do bicep curls, and they just see what the biggest guy does and just copies him. But they don't understand like the science behind everything. But you understand, Jay, like, hey, you need protein, you need water, you need all this shit to get big.
Yeah.
You need sleep, and like everything will fuel you up. Go ahead, Jay.
Literally, yeah. Like understand the science behind it. It's really easy if you think about it. You just got to really stay consistent with it. And like I said, I get compliments all the fucking time. Like, and it's like sometimes I get aggravated, but then again, it's like, damn, well, I work for it. So it feels good too as a man to know that you can get that respect from other men. If you get respect from other men, you're definitely gonna get respect from other women because they're gonna see like, damn, this man, he's dick riding him. Well, let me come over here to him and fuck this guy. Like it's literally gonna happen. You walk in a room and I'm wearing, I don't know, I don't even gotta wear a nice suit, but you got some rich ass dude, right? Some skinny rich or even fat guy, right? He's just a fat dude. He doesn't work out. He just have a shit ton of money. Me, I'm coming in looking all yoked up and shit, got my nice facial hair. Women gonna like me more. They like his money, but they want him. That's the ideal man that they want. So it's kind of imperative too to have money too. Like I value that as well. So you can have a balance. And nobody can really like you cannot be fucked with. And that's how I live every day now. And wanting to stay dangerous too. Like know how to fight. Like um like me alone, we used to roll around like the last few months whenever I got out the army, we used to go to the combatants gym. I taught him a few things or whatever. Always, know how to defend yourself, protect yourself. That makes you dangerous, know how to shoot a gun. Like really shoot. Don't just be waving that shit like some dumbass motherfuckers on Instagram do, thinking they hard. They don't know how to really shoot that gun. They just acting hard at the gangster. They can really get fucked up. Just understand, like, this shit's real out here. So staying dangerous too, that's imperative. Like that, you must stay dangerous out here because it's a cold world. So, I mean, those three things really like that's what it is. And like Zay, bro, we talk all the time about you, bro. Like you're gonna get right, bro. Like you're young, you ask so many questions, you look at me as a big brother, and I appreciate that. But understand, you just cannot be a bitch, bro. Like just every time you feel like you're about to do something guilty, and you feel like, damn, bro, if I do this, man, this is gonna make me feel weak or whatever. Just really think back, like, okay, well, I did it, and if you do it, what happened? What I tell you along, if you do something that you don't really didn't want to do, what I tell everybody to do,
Push ups, run, cold shower.
run, punish yourself, because as man, we do get complacent. We do tend not to follow our plan. And when we fall off track, discipline yourself. I knew I was going to try to wake up at 5 a.m. and go on a 3-mile run, but I never did it. Well, okay, cool. Let me make up to it. Now I got to run 6 miles, and now I got to get up at 4 a.m. It's just like about disciplining yourself. Like I recently cut off my hair. I shaved my hair because I relapsed. I told myself I don't want to masturbate no more. I relapsed. I shaved my hair off completely. Made myself look unattractive. Still was pulling girls and whatnot, but it just doesn't matter. It's about doing something that you normally don't do. So if you do something like you say you're going to do and you don't do it, punish yourself for it and then go do it and just do better at it.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, like I agree, Jared, with being dangerous. And again, you want to ask yourself, are you a man with choices? Do you have choices at the end of the day? Because Jay here, he has the choice of, hey, which girl that he wants to talk to, because they just come to him. You have a choice at the end of the day. Hey, do I want to do this activity? Do I not want to do this activity? That is up to you at the end of the day. No one else is telling you what to do. And what I like to do is I like to say, hey, Allah is right next to me, right? He's looking at me. Do I want to disappoint him? I don't. Okay, because I'm busy. I got to do something. And I always tell Sami this, or Sami, what is your quote? Hey, if everything is gone, what do you have left?
Your physique.
Your physique. You have your physique. You can see what you worked hard on. Does that kind of answer your question, Zay? Like that. Eric, you got more questions?
Wait, can you repeat what you just said?
Shut up, Yasir.
No, I was actually gone and I couldn't hear.
Yeah, sure. You can just rewind that whenever it's uploaded. Go ahead, Eric. You have more questions?
Let's see. Well, at least with rental stuff, I guess the best way to actually make money right away is probably wholesaling then, right?
Of course.
All right.
Find
And,
the properties.
And with wholesaling, I know you gotta look for the properties, but then you said you also have to look for the buyers.
Buyers are everywhere, by the way. Buyers will be everywhere. If you can't find a buyer, you ask who knows a buyer. So for example, Eric, let's say you do find a property and you're like, hey, Fahaben, I need help finding a buyer. I'm like, all right, I got you. Either I'll buy it or someone else that I know will buy it. But I got you though. You know what I mean?
And let's say if I was new, I didn't have your anything like that. How do you weed out the rats of basically who can I trust to actually go along with this compared to?
Good question. Trust, right? That's going to be another episode that we're going to do is how do you trust somebody in your business? I told Jay, I told Sami, I told everybody here that one day after I get out of the army, I want to have a house and I invite people that I trust the most to be with me at all times. And we're going to do business, right? It's going to be a little mansion, like 5 bedrooms. And we're going to do business basically all day. We live right next to each other. We're men. And then we're going to keep on increasing, right? Trust is someone they can share your social security number with, someone that you can have financial with. The way you know you can't trust somebody is if they're liars at the end of the day. For example, if I know somebody is cheating on their wife, but he doesn't tell her, I'm like, bro, you sleep with her and you cheat on her. What can you do to me? Right? How can I trust you when a person you sleep with every night, you lie to them? So yeah, that's a snake in my books. But if you told her, hey, I want to be sleeping with other women, but I'll still be with you, right? I'll take that. I'll take that as trust. You know,
They bring up, bro. It's a bro code. It's a bro code.
they'll say that, but I'm like, bro, like, I can't. Like, I don't know what you'll do to me. You know what I mean? I'm sharing you all this information with our business, but you end up doing this. That is it. Because at the end of the day, I want men around me, not boys, not sissies. If you're scared of your wife to tell her, hey, I want to be with other women, that should have been done way before. You shouldn't even got married with her. But the thing is that you trust her, you sleep with her. People that betray their parents, I cannot accept that, right? There has to be a good reason. For example, my father, I don't talk to him because he betrayed the family, right? He did horrendous things, so I don't talk to him. That's a good reason. Versus you have a mother that took care of you and you treat her like shit. Like, what kind of man are you at the end of the day? Like, how are you gonna like help? How are you gonna help us? We're a partnership. How are you gonna help us when the person that you love the most, or quote unquote, came out of and been taken care of for 18 years, you treat them like shit every day? I can't take you in. You have to reel them out. It's a lifestyle thing, right? So Eric, whenever you go around, and Yasir is saying this because my dad lived with him for a while too, so it's kind of like shitty. But Eric, you're gonna go through life. You got to tell. Hey,
He took my boxers.
he did. He's horrendous. But Eric, whenever you're doing this, you're gonna have to ask yourself, who can I trust the most? You're gonna have brothers in your life, not just friends. Friends are just gonna exist. You're gonna have acquaintances in your life. Acquaintance is gonna be work related. Friends are gonna be like, hey, you're above acquaintance, right? We talk a lot. Brothers are like, hey, I could talk about deep shit with you. I could talk about the whole masturbation thing, right? I could talk about personal shit with you. I can tell you everything about my life. A lot of women are gonna ask, why don't you cry in front of me? I don't cry in front of you. I'll either cry by myself or I'll cry in front of my bros because they understand me the most. Because we're men at the end of the day. If I see Sami cry in front of me because I'm like, bro, I feel for you, man. I have so many other dudes cry in front of me. It's not a pussy thing. It's most of it like they need to find a way to release it. They can release it by themselves, or they can find another guy to help them out. It's not gay either. Like showing your emotions. I always tell people there's 3 levels of emotions. Level 1 is you're a simp. Level 2, a simp meaning that you'll do crazy shit like shooting up schools because you're emotionally damaged, right? Level 2 is you're an emo, meaning that you try not to feel you try not to feel any emotion. This is worse than a stoic, right? And then level 3 is a stoic. Stoic meaning that you absorb the emotion, you feel it, you know when to express your emotion. While your father is dead and then all your sisters, they lean on your shoulder to cry on that, but you're not crying at all. You wait until everyone's done crying so that you can go to your room and you can express yourself, right? No one has to see it. Or you can go to your brother and express yourself in front of him, but you don't do that in front of females. That's like a code, right? You never cry in front of a female. You never do that. You never want to show weakness in front of other people until like you go to your brothers, right? People that you trust the most. Hey, not even your wife, all right? I'm telling you that because your wife will get dry if she sees you like being a pussy in front of her, right? You at the end of the day are her father, right? The father has given her daughter to you at the end of the day. So you kind of want to look like the man that she wants to look up and respect. So trusting somebody, that's the hardest thing. What I tell people, find the 5 people around you that you kind of are close with. You're going to get rid of people, like find habits, right? Maybe you can make a check mark. One of my thing is never cheat on your wife. If you're going to cheat never cheat on people that you love the most, right? They can say fuck you to everybody else, but they can never say fuck you to the people that they love the most, right? People that think about them the most. 3, think about people that will come to your funeral whenever you pass away. Who will say the good things about you? Those are the people that you want to keep around. Family is really important. Family is someone that you can keep close, right? Sami right here, I trust him the most. I will tell you, like he will have all my bank account information, my social security, everything, whatever, right? I'll give it to him. I know because I trust this person with my life. And another thing is you can leave your wife near this person, this man. And again, all these brothers, they're males, by the way. They're not females. A lot of girls will tell me I'm sexist about this, but this is just the truth. It's a harsh world, Eric. But brothers that you trust the most, you can leave them with your wife and you know that they will not try anything on your girl at all. And your girl knows not to do that as well. But the main thing is that even if he has temptations, right? He doesn't even want to talk to her. Like, hey, I'm feeling this way. Don't even want to talk to you, right? Even though we're alone in an elevator together and the elevator's fucking shut down and we're just stuck. I am not going to do anything. I don't even want to talk to you. All right. Because I know who you are. I know who you're related to. I know who you talk to. Don't want to even talk to you at all. Because I always say, whenever there's a man and a woman alone together, there's always 3 people there. Her, the guy, and the devil. Something's going to happen. The guy's going to have temptations. The female's going to have temptations. But the guy that you leave your wife with, he knows that, hey, I'm not going to fucking mess with this guy. I'm not going to talk to her. I'm going to just back away, be on the bro code. Like if she cheats, I'm going to tell my boy. Jay, go ahead.
So we had these talks before as far as like marriage and stuff, right? You said your friends and stuff, right? They were to get married. You're gonna fuck their wife, right? But you're telling me, right? You're telling me, right? You're telling us to be as that, like, hey, like, don't cheat on your wife. So you would basically, you saying that doesn't make sense. So you want to like,
Yeah, I'll say it again.
okay,
That whole statement that I said before, I'm done with that. Right?
so
That
it was just bullshit.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
Okay.
That whole statement right there, that was a bullshit thing. My whole opinion about it is you kind of like I got more religious than I did before, right? I got more religious than I did before the past like months that I was gone, right? And I realized this whole world that we're in, it's just a fucking test at the end of the day. Hey, go ahead, Eric, with your question.
What was the quote or whatever?
Oh, the
happened?
statement. So when I was I would tell my guys, right? Because I didn't believe in marriage before. And I would tell my guys, like, hey, if you got married, bro, I'm gonna fuck you over, man. Don't get married at all. I'm gonna come after your girl or whatever. Because I was looking after him. And it's a weird way of looking after them, right? But the whole idea was it's called red pill rage. It's because you realize, hey, what females can do. But my idea is that don't marry Western women in a way. They're kind of like a virus, right? Because I will see if Jay marries an OnlyFans girl, I already know what's gonna happen. You know, like she's gonna take everything that's his, and she's gonna get pregnant. He's gonna have to pay alimony. He's gonna have to pay fucking child support. His life's just ruined. I'm like, bro, I told you, right? But my opinion now, right, is I do believe in marriage, but the only thing about marriage that'll suffice it, the right
No,
girl,
the real question is, do you believe in second chances?
second chances, such as how?
Like, what if an OnlyFans girl was like, "Listen, I'm not like that no more," and then deletes like all of her like photos and stuff?
Deletes
Would you
all their
still-
photos and stuff.
Well, hold on, because if you give second chances, that means it comes back to around the people changing.
Wait, say that again, Eric.
I was saying, if you give a second chance to that question, then you give a second chance to people changing. Like pretty sure you already gave your dad multiple chances or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I'm talking one person that asked for one chance to change.
It's your what I'll say.
That falls with the trust thing. That's some.
Yes, it does. The thing is, trust, and it goes with the book 48 Laws of Power, right? So trust is trust. If you break trust, right, bro, you fucked up everything. You fucked up everything. Now, if if you're my enemy and I know where you lie at, right? So trust is up here. If you're 100% honest and whatever, right? Trust is up here. If you break it, it comes down here. Now, if we can repair it, but you're never gonna be up here anymore. You're gonna be like right here. You're gonna stay right there. I want to be cautious of you. That's why enemies are great to have, because now you know where they lie. I know this person hates this. I know this person fucked me up before, but they want to redeem themselves. Okay, cool. That OnlyFans girl saw me. Is if she wants to go ahead and be like, hey, I stopped all this and whatever, she's not wifey material at the end of the day. Yes, she stopped doing the bad things, but guess what? History, she has to pay for what she's done at the end of the day. If I'm good enough, if I'm rich enough, right? Yeah, sure, you can be my fucking fourth wife or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, like you're not wifey material. You've already been used. You don't have a good father. You're just not it anymore. I'm sorry, but like I don't trust you all the way. Versus a girl that has a father, she's like in her early 20s and she's been educated. She's like a housewifey, right? She's like homebodied. She doesn't really talk to men. She knows when to like cover herself so that she doesn't talk to other guys. She knows basically how to treat a man and how to like not talk to guys at all, right? That person is 100% trust up here. That person is worth marrying versus the OnlyFans girl that's like down here, kind of fucked up. She's kind of band-aiding herself. Like, guess what? You can cover your wounds or whatever, but it's gonna leave a scar at the end of the day. And I can't really trust that. So you can trust somebody, and if they break the trust, you got to put them in a different category. Like trusting, this person is trustful. This person is semi-trustful, meaning that I don't really fuck with them, right? I'll take everything that they say with a grain of salt. They fucked me over once. I'm not gonna fuck with them anymore. You could do that. If they say, hey, I'm sorry, blah, 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 right? I shouldn't have done that. Cool. But still, you're gonna go in this category still. I can't have you at 100% anymore because you fucked up. Right? You took the test. You got a 90%. You can't take the test again. Sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
And with that, giving somebody a second chance, it's like giving a shooter a second bullet. You just gotta ask, am I gonna get shot again? And personally, I don't like getting shot, so I'm not giving them a damn second bullet.
Of course, I agree with that. Hey, some people, they don't give second chances. I believe in giving chances, but you're in a different category. I'll give you the gun, but I probably won't give you the ammo, you know? Because so that whenever you do raise it at me, I'm like, haha, guess what? There's no bullets in there. So you fucked yourself over. You kind of want to have them in that situation. And you'll learn that from the book 48 Laws of Power. Don't use it against people, just learn from it so that you protect yourself. Anybody got more questions?
Why are you against having the 48 laws of power being used against other people?
Used against other people because it's like malice at the end of the day. It's harmful. It's the devil's work in a way. You don't, in your life, you want to be a good person. I don't know why people just don't get that. Just be a good person. Don't be a nice guy. Be a good guy. There's a different thing. If you read the book, nice guy versus good guy or something like that, right? The good guy is someone that's stoic, that understands emotions, that understands how females work, understands all this, but he can do bad. He has the ability to do bad, but he does good instead. Like, you have the money. Why not give a portion of it, 2.5% of your money, to charity, right? Build a well. Do something that's grateful. Because this whole planet is just a test for you at the end of the day. You're going to die. If you believe in God or you don't believe in God, right? I advocate to look into religion itself, right? A lot of people, they just dumb themselves down. They're like, hey, I don't really like religion. I'm like, why? You don't educate yourself. You know, like, I'm a Muslim myself, and I diverse into every religion. And every time someone comes up to me with their religion, they always bring up traditions. They always bring up culture. I'm like, bro, fuck that. Let's talk about the actual religion, right? People, they don't like to educate themselves. They like to be in their comfort zone. So what I like to tell you is, in this planet, you have, I'm going to say, max 100 years to live. You're almost running out of time. So do the good things that you can do on this planet. Yes. Yeah, eat good, get your Lamborghini, get rich. But at the end of the day, if you guys read the book, I know there's a lot of book I'm telling you guys to read. It's called, what's it called? It's like something with a millionaire, free millionaire, free, something like, basically like, hey, he found freedom. How do you find freedom in being a millionaire, right? Because a lot of people that are successful, they're kind of shit. Their life is kind of like ass because they're not giving charity. The way you become successful in your life is by helping other people. And this can come with like helping kids, helping orphanages, helping people medically, you know, like Mr. Beast. What do you do? He gave a lot of his money to help people with vision problems, right? Like, bro, it was like less than $10,000 to give someone a vision back. You know how like good that is to society, that this person has their vision back? Or like, hey, you paid for someone like a third world country kid his whole college tuition, so now that he grows up to become a doctor. Like, there's things that you can do in your life that you can help other people. You're gonna get so rich. My whole idea for you guys to get so fucking rich that you can help out the person that's up next, whether it's to your left and right or whether it's person in front of you. Like, you got to help out people in the future. I do not want to support people that are kind of selfish at the end of the day. Yes, in the beginning, you're going to want this to be about yourself. You're going to want to be a millionaire. You're going to want to be driving a Lamborghini, getting the girls, eating the caviar, right? But at what point are you going to start growing up? Because I remember when I was a kid, I used to tell myself, I want to watch cartoons no matter what. In my whole life, I want to watch cartoons. I'm never going to stop watching cartoons. And then when I grow up, I'm like, I'm kind of done watching cartoons. I'm tired of it. Like, go ahead, Eric.
How old are you again?
I'm 21.
When I was young.
No, like, I learn from great people. I learn from books. I learn from I surround myself with educated people. And they tell me, like, being rich, it's like, yeah, you get to that point, but at what cost? How many people did you fuck over to get to where you're at? Yes, there's rich people that fucked over people. There's rich people that killed people. There's people like that, and they stay like that. But at what point do you feel like, hey, I'm doing this for like society. I'm doing this for my religion. I am happy because me, a lot of people, what they do is that they surround God around their life, right? But I surround my life around God, right? Everything that I do, it also shows discipline as well. How are you disciplined? And David Goggins said this. I don't know if you guys are familiar with David Goggins. I know most of you are. But basically, whenever you die and you want to go up to God, Allah, whoever, and believe and show him your transcript. You want him to blow away with your transcript. Like, what the fuck? You're supposed to be a person that kills cockroaches, but you end up to be a Navy SEAL that's a doctor, that's also a fucking astronaut, right? Like, you're unbelievable. And you helped out so many people in your whole life. You built so many wells, you built so many charities. You're a good person. You're going to heaven. Boom. If you put that in your mindset, all I see in society now is the devil's work. Why are females, if a female grew up, if she would just like have chastity and took care of herself and just educated herself, she wouldn't have to do OnlyFans. She wouldn't have to do any of this. She would have found a man and she wouldn't have to do devil's work. People that go and do OnlyFans, they're doing devil's work. They're doing people that steal, selling drugs. And I hate the whole saying like, oh, I had to sell drugs because I was in that scenario. You have a choice. At the end of the day, you will always have a choice. It's about mindset. What are you going to do in that situation? Take time to yourself. Take time. Yes. Separate yourself from the situation. Sit down, take a breather, do the Wim Hof method or whatever. Write down your choices. Like, hey, why am I working at fucking Dunkin' Donuts and jerking off all day when I could just start this business, this wholesaling business where I can go do this and probably up my life. Yeah, I'm making, and I always tell you guys, whenever I do coaching for clients or whatever, whenever I have them write down their personal finance in a spreadsheet, I always give them a category for charity. Because you want to hit it. You don't want to say, oh, I got to give charity at the end. Whenever they ask for charity, you already have it. You already planned out for it. Every paycheck, you should give a certain amount of money to your charity. And I'm saying it as a human being. And when you grow up, when you become older, you will actually realize it's more mature. Age, the number doesn't matter, right? It's like how you actually critically think about certain things is what mature you. Whether you experience a lot of things. Most military guys are more mature than regular people is because they've seen shit. They've seen war shit. They've seen like stupid shit. Anything you can say. Most people that get out of their mommy and daddy's house, but they know, hey, I got to support them back. Because life is about being dependent first from ages 0 to fucking 18, whatever, in this society. Then it's become an independent where you can take care of yourself. And then it's become an interdependent, meaning that you can take care of your family, take care of your kids, take care of your wife, take care of anybody that you have. But the whole choice is like, hey, and we'll talk about the whole wife thing and everything in a different podcast. But I just want the podcast to be about the introductions to Nova University again and the Q&A, right? We'll do more of these. We'll have special guests come over. If you guys have any last things you want to say, go ahead. But we're at 1:30 right now.
I need to ask this question.
Go ahead, yeah.
Because I used to look up to a lot of these like self-improvement people, but recently I had to make the decision. I cannot be the hero for these beautiful women out here. And and I kind of realized, you know what? Maybe some of these villains are right. Because I'm more so leaning towards like DC, Marvel, and anime. Like
Yeah.
that's where I'm at when I pick my favorite villains. And I'm like, you know what? After looking at these like self-improvement guys, like I like Myron and like David Goggins was great. But when it came to other people, I'm like, I mean, I kind of like my anime and DC and Marvel villains more. Like, what are your opinions on that kind of stuff, man?
Like, look up to your own, right? I have a thing that I call my round table where I talk to my mind, right? For example, I used to watch this cartoon called Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? And there's a character called Iroh. He was the one that would give wisdom, right? He was an old uncle that would give wisdom to people. I'm like, if I were to have a conversation with him, what would he say to me? Right. So for you, it's called pretend conversation, whether it's the characters. For example, if you've watched like name me an anime that you like.
Here, I got you, bro. This is literally my home screen right now.
Okay. The villains, let's see this. Okay. You have fucking Thanos. You have that guy from what is that? Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. You
Then we
Joker.
got two from One Piece, and then
And
we
then you
got
got
the
the
Joker.
So I'll do with Thanos, all right. If you were to have a conversation with Thanos, what would he say? Like,
And
hey,
that's where like we kind of conflict, man. You were talking about effing over people to get what you want. I mean, he's like the number one person to F over people. Man killed his own daughter to get what he wanted. But
That's
I
true.
love the determination he had to actually achieve his dream.
There you go. Maybe you should try to take his determination versus everything about him. You want to be Zay. You don't want to be him. You want to be Zay, so you get a little piece from everybody else and make it into you.
Yeah, I don't want to be him because I am him, but like, you know what I'm saying?
I got you. Anybody has anything else to say before we end this? I'm just gonna end the podcast.
Man, I just want to say, bro, it's good to be back on a podcast.
There we go.
Dude, it's fun. Like, it's crazy, bro. But honestly, like, yeah, like, I ain't really introduced myself like that because I came a little late. But like, I know Sami, I know Zay, Alam, Eric. I think you're new here, bro. So yeah, just I'm Jaden, bro. Y'all see me again.
Yeah. We're gonna do multiple of these. It's gonna be every 2 weeks. So this one and the next one's gonna be after, the next
Yeah.
2 weeks.
I wasn't.
Go ahead, Eric.
I wasn't expecting to be on a podcast. This, so
No, you're fine. I usually just upload, and again, I want people to hear our conversations, so they come on here, and then more people, in our group and whatever. And we
liked
have,
it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna have a lot more questions.
Yeah.
later down.
ask
Yeah.
more questions, and I want to have a calendar for you guys to tell you, hey, this what are the topics going to be about in the future? Like some of them are going to be about marriage, some of them are going to be about like real estate, some going to be a how-to for your personal finance, some of it might be a how-to for wholesaling, some of it be how-to for forex exchange, right? Whatever, Bitcoin mining, whatever it is, right? Anything that's like a topic we're going to discuss. We're gonna have like a presentation, and I want you guys to act like we're in together, right? That means no mics. I mean, unmuted mics. We're just all talking, right? We're all breathing, we're all chilling, and we're just talking about this thing. And we're gonna talk about political things too, like fucking Palestine versus Israel. What's y'all's opinion on that? And I want you guys to get emotional about it because that means we're having a critical conversation. Having critical conversations will develop your brain. Whenever you're developing your brain, now you know whenever you talk to people, like, oh, I could bring this up. I'm gonna have another topic about how to have debates, how to pull evidence, how to do any of these things. Because again, it's a walk for everybody. I'm still learning too. We're all learning, and we're all gonna have different opinions. And I want to conjoin all those opinions. And at the end of the day, my goal is to make sure for Nova University members is to make sure you guys are rich, good men in this rich, good men in the society, so that you're wealthy, you're brilliant, and you're a good guy. You're not a villain, right? You're a good guy. Meaning that whenever it's your time to like show your chastity, to show your strength, to show whatever you need to show, there'll come a time, whether it's fucking saving a kid from a fire or whether it's giving a knowledge to somebody, you're gonna be there because you're the good guy at the end of the day. I'd rather have you be a good guy versus the rich guy. But you are still going to be rich because, nice guys finish last, not good guys. Because we choose to be good. We don't choose to be bad. We don't choose to be evil. So that's going to be the future. And then for me, my business, I'm gonna be doing personal coaching as well. So that if
All right,
someone
I gotta go leave the live.
got you, Yasser.
See you guys.
If anybody wants to do like personal coaching or whatever, basically they just pay me. I basically help them. I basically babysit them, make sure that they wake up at a certain time and they do things correctly. But that's expensive. So, and I only got a couple people on there. So, that's for people that are listening to the podcast to be aware, well aware. But yeah, this is the end of the podcast. See the viewers later.